Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Friday, March 31st, last day of the month. Tomorrow's April Fool's Day. Luckily, we aren't here for school, so there'll be no April Fool's Day pranks. We do have some good things, though, for today. But before we talk about that, let's talk a little bit about what you need to get to me this morning if you haven't already done so. So the first thing I'm looking for this morning is the science packet. And you were supposed to be working on numbers 1 through 4 and have that completed by today. I'm going to be looking for that, and I just want to really touch base with everybody for maybe a moment or two. And I'm looking to see if the project that you're going to be working on is maybe too big, or it might require too much time to have it done in time by the end of the end of May. So we'll take a look at that. I also want to make sure that the materials are materials that can be brought into school. See if we need to tweak anything before you really get started. That way you'll save yourself a lot of work. So expect to have a minute or two where you're going to talk to me about that today. Another thing that needed to come in, not necessarily today, but very soon, is your class trip form and your $17 for our trip to Washington, Connecticut. It's our Native American trip. What else do we have? Let's see. I have a couple things that I'm going to be giving back to most of you. So yesterday I finished, as you know, I closed out the marking period. I finished grading the historical fiction celebration pieces. I also finished grading the opinion pieces that you were working on. I will get those back to you today. I saw some pretty good things when I was grading them. Unfortunately, there are some people who didn't turn in one or the other of those pieces, and we're going to need to talk to today because you really need to get that done. We'll come up with some kind of a plan, because otherwise, if I put a 0 in for a grade, that's really not going to be very good for you. So we'll talk today and see what we can do to get you at least some credit. All right, what's our schedule looking like today? I know yesterday morning we had an on-demand opinion piece because we just finished our opinion unit and we wanted to take a look and see how much you grew. Now we're starting our narrative writing unit and our narrative reading unit, and since it's the beginning of the unit, we do need to see where you are. We need to see what you're able to put together for a narrative writing piece. So yes, you are going to work on another on-demand piece this morning, a narrative piece. It will be timed again for 45 minutes. Don't worry if you think it might not be great. Just do the best you can. It's the opening piece. After our unit is over and we have a closing one, I'm sure we're going to see a big difference. So that's going to be our writing class. Today is E-Day as far as Unified Arts goes. When we come back from Unified Arts, we have math class, and today is the third lesson in Unit 7. So again, we've been looking at expressions, we've been looking at variables. We're going to turn it up a little bit today, and we'll have half of this third lesson today. The second half will be on Monday, which works out nicely for our homework. For social studies, we started Chapter 8, Lesson 1 yesterday. We took a look at a very different North American map, one that had not only New England in there, but New France and Spain, and yes, even Russia. Very different map. We know that there was some competing interests for power going on, and we know that eventually we're going to see this lead to the Revolutionary War. And in this first section, we also saw there's another war called the French and Indian War that we don't know much about. So we're going to continue reading that today, and we're going to be working to ultimately answer the question I have on Google Classroom. Reading. As I said a little earlier, we're starting our narrative unit. So today is going to be our kickoff to the unit. We're going to have our narrative introduction today. And then for SRBI, it is a reading day. And that's going to do it. And then we'll be off to the weekend. So I hope everybody is ready to go. You had a good night's sleep last night, because I'm excited and I can't wait to have a wonderful day. I'll see you in a few minutes.